Hello students, in today's class let us continue with the chapter probability. In the last class we have seen what is probability and major properties of the probability of an event. So in today's class let us continue with the remaining problems in the exercise. Again in the same way I am going to give you the clues and hints to solve the problem. Nothing new in this chapter and you are going to solve it. So in yesterday's class we stopped till question number 12. Let us start with question number 13. A die is thrown once. Find the probability of getting a prime number, a number lying between 2 and 6, an odd number. So before solving this problem you should know what are all the outcomes you will get when you throw a die. See, when a die is thrown, what is meant by dice? You know, like right? We will be using it for playing snake and ladder, dice. So, what are all the outcomes we will have in the die? We will have the numbers from 1 to 6. So, what is this S? S stands for sample space, the possible outcomes. So, when you throw a die, the possible outcomes will be 1 to 6. So see, this is the die. So what are all the possible outcomes we have here? We will be having 1, then see all the possible numbers from 1 to 6. 1, 2, then 4, 5, 3, 6, right? So we will have 1 to 6 numbers. So when we throw a die, what are all the possible outcomes we will get? 1 to 6, right? So n of s is going to be 6. And what are all the things you should know about this? One is neither prime nor composite. So when the question is asked like what is the probability of getting a prime number, you should not include 1. These are all the major mistakes where people will commit. So 1 is neither prime nor composite. Keep it in your mind. You should not include number 1 in the list of prime numbers. Otherwise remaining things hope you know. What are all the prime numbers you have here? 2, 3, 5, which is only even prime number 2, and they may get what is the probability of getting an odd number. Which are all odd numbers? 1, 3, 5. What is the probability of getting an even number? 2, 4, 6 are the even numbers. So one more thing I wish to insist here, that is the number of outcomes only you should calculate while solving your problem. For example, what is the probability of getting an even number? What will be your answer? You have to count how many even numbers are there. 2, 4, 6, totally 3 even numbers are there. So your probability is going to be 3 divided by the total number of outcomes 6. So 3 divided by 6 is going to be your answer. There you should not list out the possibilities. You have to find out what are all the outcomes and then you have to count. That's why the formula says number of favorable outcomes, number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes, right? So these are all the inputs you should know about a die when it is thrown. Okay, hope you understood. Let us move on to our question now. Now what is the question they asked? What is the probability of getting a prime number? So as I told you, you should not include 1 there. What are all the remaining prime numbers? 2, 3, 5. So it is going to be 3 divided by 6, which is nothing but 1 by 2. A number lying between 2 and 6. Whenever you have the word between, you should not include 2 and 6. The end points you should not include when you have between. Not only here, wherever you come across the word between, the end points you should not include. So the numbers lying between 2 and 6 are 3, 4 and 5. Right? So you have 3, n of e is going to be 3, so 3 divided by 6. An odd number, which are all odd number? 1, 3, 5. Again it is 3, so 3 divided by 6. Hope you can do this problem. Let us move on to our next question. The next question is related to card. So I wish to give you the complete gist of cards now. So here I have a deck of cards. So these are all the cards. Yes. So a deck of card will have 4 suits. They will call it as suits or 4 flowers. What are those 4 flowers? Hearts, diamond, clubs and spade. Okay. And this is a heart card, heart. And this is a diamond card. this is a clubs card and this is a spade card. Clubs will be also called as claver. Okay, so hearten, diamond, claver and spade. Claver and spade will be black in color, heart and diamond will be red in color. Okay, I have given you the complete gist over in this tabular column. A deck of card will have 52. Each flower will have 13 cards. Hearts will have 13 cards, diamond will have 13 cards, clubs will have 13 cards and spade will have 13 cards. Right? Yes. And how many face cards will be there? Which are all called face cards? I told you there will be 13 cards. What are those 13 cards? The 13 cards will be numbered like this. First it will have ace card. Instead of 1 we will have A. Then it will be numbered from like 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise it will be numbered till 10. After that we will be having face cards. What are those face cards? I am showing you from different flowers. So king, then we will be having jack, right, and we will be having queen, right. So these three are called face cards. We have a face over there. These three are called face cards. When they denote face cards, you should think about only these three cards. J, Q, K. Jack, queen and king are called the face cards. So how many face cards we will have in every flower? We will have three face cards in each flower. So how many king will be there? One king card in every flower, one queen card in every flower, one jack card in every flower and one ace card in every flower. So this is what all about a deck of cards. So if you know all these things, you can answer it easily. Two things you have to remember. 2 flowers will be red in color, 2 flowers will be black in color, and you will be having 3 face cards, king, jack and queen, and ace will not be included in the face card because ace card doesn't have a face. Only jack, queen and king will have a face. This is called as face cards. Okay, ace is not included under face card, right. And every flower will have each king card. So totally 4 king cards, 4 queen cards, 4 jack cards. If you need red color king card, how many? 2. Black color queen card, 2. Black color ace card, 2. Red color jack card, 2. In such a way you have to recall your things and you have to give the probability. Let us, hope you understood. Let us move on to the question now. Back to the question now. Now we got a complete gist about a deck of cards. Now your first question is find the probability of getting a king of red color. So king of red color. So how many king of red color we have? 2. So it is going to be 2 divided by 52. You have to simplify it and give your answer. Next question is a face card. So they have given you just a face card. They didn't speak about any of the color, any of the flower. So totally how many face cards you have? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So 4 3s are 12 face cards. So 12 divided by 52. Next is a red face card. A red face card. So how many red face card? 3 plus 3, 6. Right? So 6 divided by 52. The jack of hearts. Jack of hearts. How many jack of hearts we have? Only 1. So 1 divided by 52. A spade. How many spade card will have? 13. 13 divided by 52. Queen of diamonds. How many queen of diamonds we have? 1. Right? So 1 divided by 52. Likewise you need to answer. But again I am telling you, you should not simply write your answer. You have to write probability of P of getting a queen of diamonds, which is equals to this number divided by total. Likewise you have to express it in a proper way. Hope you understood. Let us move on to our next question. 5 cards, the 10, jack, queen, king and ace of diamonds are well shuffled with their face downwards. So it is kept upward down. One card is then picked up at random. What is the probability that the card is queen? So we have 10, jack, queen, king and ace. So what is the probability of getting a queen? Only 1. So 1 out of 5, 1 by 5. If the queen is drawn and put aside, so the queen is drawn and it is put aside. Now how many cards is left out? Only 4 cards, because one card is taken and it is kept aside. What is the probability that the second card picked up is an ace? So now queen is ruled out. So we have only 4 cards. Out of 4 cards, what is the probability of getting an ace? Again 1. 1 divided by 4. What is the probability of getting a queen? Now queen is not there. So it is an impossible event. Therefore it is going to be 0. Yes. So like this you have to answer. Now let us move on to our next question. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. It is not possible to just look at a pen and tell whether or not it is defective. One pen is taken out at random from this lot. Determine the probability that the pen taken out is a good one. So first you have to find total number of pens. What is the total number of pens? 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. So 132 are good ones, 12 are defective. Therefore total number of pens is going to be 144. So your question is, one pen is taken out random, determine the probability that the pen taken out is a good one. So what is the total number of outcomes for the good one? 132. So 132 divided by 144 is going to be your answer. You have to simplify and give your answer. Right? Let us move on to our next question. A lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. One bulb is drawn at random from the lot. What is the probability that this bulb is defective? This is also in the same way. A lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. You should know the difference between these two. Here 132 plus 12 will give you the total number. Here 20 out of 20 bulbs, 4 are defective. So 4 is included in 20. So total number of bulbs is 20 only. Your question is getting a defective bulb. Out of 20, 4 is defective. So your favorable outcome is going to be 4. 4 divided by 20 is the answer for the first one. Second one, suppose the bulb drawn in is not defective and is not replaced. So the bulb which is chosen is not defective. It is a good one and it is not replaced. And is not replaced, in the sense it is kept aside. Now in the same way like our 15th question, the total number of bulbs has been reduced 1. So total number of bulbs has become 19. Right? If out of 24 are defective, how many are good? 16 are good, right? So out of 16 we have taken it 1 which is not defective and we have kept aside. So good ones also has been reduced 1. So the number of good bulbs is 15 and total number of bulbs has become 19 now. 1 got reduced. Hope you understood. Now one bulb is drawn at random. What is the probability that the bulb is not defective? Again the question is about good one only. I repeat, in the first subdivision there are 20 bulbs. It is given 4 are defective. Therefore 16 bulbs will be good ones. 16 bulbs will be good ones. And we have chosen one bulb that is to be defective. Right? First subdivision over. Now come back to the second one. It is given the bulb drawn in 1 is not defective, which means it is a good bulb and is not replaced back, which means we kept that bulb aside. So now the total number of bulbs, from total number of bulbs, 1 bulb got reduced. So the total number of bulbs has become 19 now. And in the same way, number of good ones also has been reduced because we have kept it aside. We didn't kept it along with the lot, right? So the total number of good ones also been reduced 1. Therefore, it has become now 15, right? Now, what is the probability that this bulb is not defective? Not defective means they are talking about good one. So, it is going to be 15 divided by 19, right? Hope you understood this. Yes, let us move on to our next question. A box contains 90 discs which are numbered from 1 to 90. if one disc is drawn at random from the box, find the probability that it bears a 2-digit number, a perfect square number, a number divisible by 5. This and all, hope you will do it by your own. So numbers 1 to 90, the probability of getting a 2-digit number. 2-digit number starts from 10. 10 to 90, how many numbers will be there? 81 numbers. So 81 divided by 90. A perfect square number. Which are all perfect squares? 1, 4, 9, 16. Likewise it goes on. So 9 nines are 81. So totally 9 numbers will be there. Right? A number divisible by 5, you know what are all the numbers divisible by 5. You can list out and count how many numbers are there. That number divided by the total will give you the answer for the 18th question. Then 19th one is easy one only, you can do it. A child has a die whose 6 faces shown the letters as given below. So what is the, instead of numbers they have given you the letters. Now what is the probability of getting A? Now A is faced in 2. 2 faces have A, right? So what is the probability of getting A? 2 by 6. What is the probability of getting D? 1 by 6. That's it. Now next question. Suppose you drop a die at random on the rectangular region. What is the probability that would land inside the circle with diameter 1? So how will you find the probability? So area of a circle divided by area of the rectangle will give you the probability, because our coin should place exactly inside the circle. What is area of circle formula? Pi r square. Radius you can find out because the diameter is 1. From that you can find out what is the radius. Once you know the radius, you can calculate your area. Then what is the area of a rectangle? Length into breadth. So 3 into 6. So area of a circle divided by area of a rectangle, right? Because area of rectangle is the total area. Circle is placed inside the rectangle. Yes, hope you can do this. Next question. A lot consists of 144 ball pens, of which 20 are defective and others are good. It is the same way as we did earlier. What is the probability that she will buy it? When she will buy a pen if it is not defective. So instead of asking the question, find the probability that the pen which is chosen is not defective, they have asked in an indirect way, she will buy it. When she will buy it? When the pen is not defective. So you have to find the probability of getting a pen which is not defective. When she will not buy it? When the pen is defective. So here you have to find the probability of getting a defective pen. Okay. Next question is all about throwing 2 dice together. 2 dice together. So I want to tell you about the sample space. So when a die is thrown twice or 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. So in whatever way you can take. So when 2 dice are thrown simultaneously, what are all the possibilities of outcomes? When 1 is placed in the first die, the second die can have 1, the second die can have 2, second die can have 3, second die can have 4, 5 or 6. The same way when the first die shows 2, the second die can show 1 to 6 numbers. So if we list out like this, all these possibilities can occur. So n of s is going to be 36. Right? N of s is going to be 36. So you should know this. When 2 dice are thrown or a die is thrown twice, so the outputs are going to be like this. Now let us get back to our question. So refer to example 13 and complete the following table. So this is what given in example 13. Your event is sum of 2 dice, which means the sum of numbers shown on the 2 dice should be equal to 2. So what are all the possibilities for the sum to be 2? See, 1 plus 1 will give you 2. Then 2 plus 1 will give you 3, 2 plus 1 will give you 3. So then it will increase. So no other possibility, only 1. So 1 divided by 36 is your answer. So what is the probability for the sum to be 3? 3. 2 plus 1, 3. 2 plus 1, 3. Then no other possibility, right? So 2 divided by 36. Yes. Likewise, you can give your answers. You can complete this table. Your next question is, a student argues that there are 11 possible outcomes. Therefore, each of them has a probability 1 by 11. Do you agree with this argument? Justify your answer. What does this says actually is, we have 11 outcomes. So, each one will have 1 by 11, 1 by 11 as the probability. Is it so? No. See, here itself they have given you an example. This got 5 by 6 and just now we have seen 3 got 2 by 36. So, every probability differs. They are not equally likely. Therefore, each of them does not has a probability 1 by 11. Right? Now, let us move on to our 23rd question. 23rd question is like, a coin is tossed 3 times. Noting its outcome each time, Hanif wins if all the tosses give the same result. A game consists of tossing a 1 rupee coin 3 times, that is 3, so noting its outcome each time, Hanif wins if all the tosses give the same result, that is 3 heads or 3 tails, and loses otherwise. Calculate the probability that Hanif will lose the game. So, to solve this problem, we should know what are all the possibilities we are going to get when a coin is tossed thrice. So, before getting into thrice, let us see what are all the possibilities we are going to get when we toss a coin. When we toss a coin, when we toss a coin only once, what are all the possibilities? We will get a head or a tail, right? Head or a tail. So, when we toss 2 coins together, what will happen? A coin can have 2 heads, or a head and a tail, or both can be tail, or first coin where it occurs, that also matters. Both tail or both head, or head and tail or tail and head. So, how many possibilities? 4. Similarly, when a coin is tossed 3 times, what will happen? All 3 can be head, all 3 can be tail, or I am going to fix the first coin as head. Then next 2 coins can have tail, or tail and head, or head and tail. Already 2 heads we got, right? So, fix the first coin as head. So, second and third both can be head, both can be tail, or tail and head, or head and tail. Similarly, I am going to fix the first coin as tail. The remaining 2 can be tail, or remaining 2 can be head, or head and tail, or tail and head. So, totally how many possibilities? N of S is 8. Right? So, you should know the outcomes of all these things also. So, based on this only your next question. What is the next question? 3 heads or 3 tails. Only if the person gets 3 heads or 3 tails, he wins, or else he loses the game. So, calculate the probability that Hanif will lose the game. We need to find what is the probability to lose the game. So, in the sense, he is getting, instead of head and tail, the remaining all others. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6 possibilities. So, 6 out of 8 is going to be the answer. Right? So, only if you know the outcomes properly, you can give your answer easily. Yes? Let us move on to our next question. A die is thrown twice. What is the probability that 5 will not come up either time? 5 will not come up either time, which means both the dice should not show 5. 5 will not come up either time. Oru die la kuda we are not getting 5. So, this can be found in 2 ways. One, you can find 5 is appearing in both. You can find out and you can subtract it. Either of the time you can find and you can subtract from 1, or else directly you can find. 5 will not come up either time. What are all the possibilities? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. This you should not take. This row, this column and this row you should not take. Remaining all the things you have to calculate. So, this column consists of 6. 6 plus 5 because we have included already. So, 6 plus 5 is 11. So, out of 36, if you omit 11, it is going to be 25. So, 25 out of 36 is the answer for the first question. The second subdivision is 5 will come up at least once. 5 will come up at least once means at least once 5 appears in these and this. So the answer is going to be 11/36. Yes, hope you understood. Let us see the last question of the exercise. Which of the following arguments are correct? Which are not correct? Give reason for your answer. If two coins are tossed simultaneously, there are three possible outcomes. Therefore, for each of these outcomes, the probability is 1/3. Two coins are tossed simultaneously. So, what are all the possible outcomes? Two heads, two tails, one head and one tail, or one tail and one head, right? So, for this, what is the probability of getting two heads? 1/4. What is the probability of getting two tails? It is 1/4 again. What is the probability of getting one head and one tail? It is 2/4. All are different. So, the given statement is wrong. Okay, the given statement is wrong. What is the second one? If a die is thrown, there are two possible outcomes, an odd number or an even number. Therefore, the probability of getting an odd number is 1/2. You can check what is the probability of getting an odd number. What are all the odd numbers? 1, 3, 5. Even number 2, 4, 6. So, it is going to be 3/6, 3/6. So, it is going to be 1/2. Hence, the given statement is correct. Yes. So, we reached the last question of the exercise. I have given you all the clues to solve the entire exercise, and I want you to do it by your own. And at the last, again, I want to recall about the cards. So, only 3 face cards. Each flower will have 13 cards. 2 will be red in color, 2 will be black in color. And when dice and all, you are used to it. So, hope you know. And coins also you are used to it. So, other than this, you will get colored ball related problems, that and all you can do it. For these, you should know about the outcomes, right? So, today's homework is you have to complete the exercise problem number 13 to 25 and post it in the group. Thank you, students.